welcome to the Caprock Life Podcast, the official podcast of Caprock Home Health, which has been in business over 42 years. We are the largest family-owned home health company in Texas. Our mission is to keep our clients safe, comfortable, and independent in their home. We are a values-based company, and our core values spell the acronym DIRECT, because our core values direct how we behave. Our core values are drive, integrity, respect, empowerment, compassion, and teamwork. Our standard of excellence: work hard, be nice, have fun. Let's get into it. Well, hey everybody, welcome back to the Caprock Podcast. I'm Brad, your host and Chief People Officer, and today we've got a really fun episode because we're highlighting someone who's been spending the last semester with us, working behind the scenes with our HR team. At Caprock, we love investing in people and creating opportunities for the next generation of leaders. One of the ways we do that is through our College to Career program that's associated with Texas Tech University. And today, we get to hear directly from one of our interns. Chelsea Rull has been working with our HR team this semester, learning the ins and outs of human resources and experiencing what it's like to work in the home care industry. Chelsea, welcome to the podcast. We're so excited to have you.
Thank you for having me. Hi, everyone. I'm the Human Resources Intern, Chelsea. I'm so excited to be part of the podcast. I've had an amazing experience working with the HR team and becoming a part of the Caprock culture.
Love it. Well, let's start with a quick introduction. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? What are you studying at Tech? And what led you to pursue a career in HR?
All right, so to start off, I'm a junior here at Texas Tech. I'm majoring in management and minoring in human resources. I am born and raised from Mission, Texas. Usually most people don't know where that is, so I'll say 9-10 hours south of Lubbock, about an hour and a half away from South Padre Island. As a freshman coming to Texas Tech, I initially wanted to go into marketing, which I shortly realized was not it for me at all. So then I changed my major to management, and then a few months later, I was introduced to human resources after having a couple conversations with my aunt and uncle about their careers. And so far, I'm loving the journey, and I'm so excited to see where life takes me.
Wow, that's cool. So the Rio Grande Valley area, which is how far from Lubbock, you said?
9 to 10 hours.
That's a haul. Okay. Mm-hmm. And you have to drive pretty much, right?
Thanksgiving, I'll fly. Christmas time, I drive because it's about month-long break, so I want my car. So I'll drive then and during summer.
Okay, cool. And when do you graduate from Tech?
May 2027.
2027, so you still have a little bit of time.
About a year left.
Very cool. Okay. Well, what initially sparked your interest in HR, and was there a class, a professor, or some experience that helped you realize this might be the path for you? I know you said you initially thought marketing, but then you kind of shifted.
Yeah, so HR deals with problem solving, figuring out solutions, and at the end of the day, we want to help the company and its people. Each of these aspects sparked my interest in HR because I enjoy working with people, hearing others' thoughts and opinions, and I also enjoy problem solving, contributing to solutions to improve the work environment. So a specific class that I'm currently taking is recruitment, selection, and retention. This has introduced me to the law part of HR. We had a project recently that required us to act as HR content creators and produce a 3 to 4 minute long social media video. You could choose if you wanted to talk about a current event, research article, legal case, best practice example, or any trending topic related to recruitment, selection, and or retention, so HR. I chose to talk about and research a legal case because I was interested in learning more about past events that led to HR practices today. There's so many protection laws and acts that have been created because other people have done unlawful practices in their companies. And so it was just interesting, and that class kind of led me to the interest of learning more about the law side of HR and what the deep dive of HR.
Very cool. Well, yeah, there's so many components and facets to HR as you're discovering. That's what got you into it. And I don't know how much you've gotten to deal with that side of it, being here at Caprock, but you've gotten what I believe is a pretty diverse, kind of wide-ranging experience, which is fantastic. So it'll be fun to see where you continue your career if you get into more of the legal policy side of it or the hiring side of HR. And that's just the thing that's beautiful about our department is that people think it's typically just hiring and pushing paper, but there's so many other components. There's the legal side, the policy side that looks at protecting not only our employees but also our company from liability. There's leadership development, employee support, culture support, so many areas of HR that you can really dig into. So that's awesome. I love it. Well, before we dive deeper, we always like to have a little fun on the Caprock podcast with a quick icebreaker. So, Chelsea, here's your question. If you could instantly become an expert at any skill, something totally unrelated to your career, what would it be and why?
Definitely public speaking. Like right now, even in a room of two of us, I am nervous. So bigger crowds is way more nerve-wracking, so I feel I hold myself back because I am too afraid to speak in large group settings. I overthink situations too much, and I don't allow myself to fully express my thoughts and answers because once I do, my face gets red, I get a little shaky, and I was like, I'm not gonna just start it because then it turns into a whole thing that I don't want.
Yeah.
No. So whenever I have the chance to sit in front of speakers, I'm just in awe about how well they're able to speak in front of crowds, maintain their eye contact, all while having their mind run to keep their thoughts and words flowing. I've actually asked you, Brad, about advice on this, and you suggested Toastmasters, which is public speak tutoring. So it's now my new goal before I graduate college to get exposure therapy, get over my fear, and attend a few of these meetings so I can continue, or so I don't continue holding myself back.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. And that is such a vital skill as you enter the professional world. Those who can get up in front of groups and hold meetings and speak confidently to a room of people, that'll open up many opportunities for you. So definitely. I'm eager to hear how the Toastmasters journey goes. That's something I'd love to explore too. So keep you posted. Very cool. I think if yours was a better answer than mine, I'd said if I could master something instantly, it would be golf. But unfortunately, that's going to take a lifetime. So I will keep playing. Well, cool. Well, let's jump into your internship experience a little bit. Again, you've been with us for about 16 weeks now through this college to career program with Texas Tech, which is such an amazing program. You're, I think, our fourth or fifth intern that Caprock's gotten to have. Every intern we've had has really been phenomenal. Not going to say I'll say you're the best. You've been the best. So you're the only one that made the podcast. So how about that? But yeah, for people who may not realize that interns don't just observe, the benefit of being an intern is you actually get to jump into real projects, real tasks, see what it's like day to day. So let's hit you with a few questions kind of based on what you've experienced during your internship. So first, what are some things you've gotten to work on so far during your time here?
Okay, well, I'll start off with the first day of my internship was January 20th. I came into the office. Background, I've been coming into the office Tuesdays and Thursdays all day. So the first day in the office, I remember sitting next to Summer, which is my mentor, at her desk while she was showing me the different websites I would use throughout the internship. I'm being introduced to so many abbreviations left and right, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, what have I gotten myself into? I thought, you know what, I better get my pen and notebook, write all this information down, because in the same day, different HR professionals were coming into the room talking about UKG, RTOP, ATS, LHH and PASS, class, LNC, and I'm thinking all of this is gibberish. I have no idea what any of this means. And so I'm writing down on my notes the first few days I'm here, and I actually typed up a sentence that I looked back at too into my notes. And I typed, I was kind of scared, but I was more excited about how my outcome at the end of the semester was. That was in my notes. And I thought that's good to look back on now, knowing how much progress I've made throughout this, and it's great. So the next week after all the abbreviations were learned, I worked on creating an orientation presentation, which was probably the best way to learn about Caprock, its history, the programs that they offer, and the culture. After getting familiar with the new words, software systems, and the people, I loved coming into the office. I understood most of the HR conversations. I had no judgment. I was given no judgment whenever I would ask questions. And I've had an amazing learning experience here with the most welcoming and enthusiastic team. Throughout my time here, I've worked on several projects, starting with orientation presentation for new hires. I've helped Summer with Caprock Ladies events by creating magazine images, and I attended one of these events, which was a great way to officially meet our ladies in the office. I've watched Summer create an Indeed post for an open position and eventually created one on my own under her supervision. I've been part of 2 ride-alongs, which has showed me how the clients are being cared for and what a visit looks like in the field. I sat in on many of Summer's interviews and a couple of new hire presentations, which was great to observe. I've heard Summer call for references and exit interviews, and I also got the chance to call some references, which is actually really challenging to get a hold of some of these people.
No doubt.
I've completed some EIDs and adjusted checklists that HR follows for new hires and job changes. And lastly, I got the chance to meet with other HR professionals here at Caprock, which is Lisa, Melinda, Brad, and Janie. And each and every one provided me with guidance, valuable books and websites that I would be able to use and take on with me throughout the rest of my journey.
Love that. Yeah. And what's amazing is one of those projects you mentioned, the onboarding project. We have now integrated that in. So new hires, as we bring them on, they're getting to experience what you built.
Yeah.
And so amazing contributions. So thank you for that, and only just further enhancing our onboarding experience. So way to go. It's awesome.
Thank you.
What has surprised you most about working in HR so far?
So what has surprised me the most is how up-to-date HR should be with their technology. Caprock does an amazing job at that so far, I believe. I've even learned a bunch of computer things that I had no clue about before. So they work with computers every day, and while technology advances, it's important for the company to also keep up.
Yeah, shout out to David and Aaron, our IT wizards, for keeping us up with the most modern technology. So that's awesome. What's something you've learned that you didn't expect coming into the internship?
So walking away from this internship, I've not only gained hand-on experience, but I've also been introduced to so many new opportunities, such as the Tech SHRM and Lubbock SHRM, which stands for Society of Human Resource Management. These organizations were introduced to me whenever I had the chance to attend a Lubbock SHRM event with Melinda and Summer. Coincidentally, we sat at a round table, and I sat next to the president of Tech SHRM. She's a student. She's a senior now. She was telling me about the Texas Tech SHRM opportunity, and immediately the next day I emailed her asking about it, joined the organization, and she also emailed me the link to get into the Lubbock SHRM, which I am now an active member of also.
Dang, go get her. All right. That's really cool. Well, one of the things we really try to do at Caprock, we work really hard at, is creating a culture where people feel supported, they feel empowered, they feel valued. And so from a fresh perspective, you're coming in as someone new to our organization. What have you noticed about the culture here?
The culture at Caprock is encouraged every day. As Brad being the Chief People Officer, he sends out the simple truths of leadership weekly. He created a playbook about all of Caprock's culture and motivates others to live out the Caprock core values. Our office sat in on a guest speaker recently, Steve Soslin, who asked us all a question: what is one core value that you witnessed other employees living out? Within our seats we were sitting at within our HR team, I told them that I've witnessed empowerment. Throughout my internship, I have felt empowered to succeed at my highest level, and they have all created an encouraging environment for me to grow.
Love that. Well, you've had the chance to interact with a lot of different people during our time here, leaders, office staff, caregivers. So from your perspective as someone who's studying HR, what are some things you've seen that you think organizations should maybe do a little bit more of?
Other organizations can create a better understanding of leadership support. Every company is able to create their own company values, but it takes an inspiring individual or team to embody said values and spread them throughout the company.
That's cool. Well, and I'd encourage you as you're looking for your next job, your first professional job, to vet that organization and find out what their core values are. See if they talk about them often. When you're interviewing with them, ask them what are their core values. See if their people can cite them. If they can't, might want to consider looking elsewhere. But yeah, hopefully you've seen how important values are to us, and we continue to integrate them into everything we do, including our hiring and onboarding. Well, sometimes it takes someone from the outside to remind us where we can improve, but also things we're doing well. So it's always refreshing to hear those observations. So thanks for those. Well, before we wrap, I'd love to give you a chance to speak directly to our staff, Chelsea. We have a lot of caregivers, schedulers, nurses, therapists, support team members who work incredibly hard, both on the front lines and behind the scenes every day, serving our clients. So from your perspective, as someone who's been observing the organization now for 16-ish weeks, what words of encouragement would you share with our team?
My words of encouragement would be that your effort matters. Every position in this company is needed. Every person in this company makes Caprock, and it's important to remind the staff and each and every one that they matter and they're greatly appreciated for their work.
Wow, that's awesome. I know I can tell y'all that all day, that your work matters, but to also hear it from Chelsea, I hope that resonates with y'all. That's a fantastic message. So thanks for reiterating the importance of everyone's role in helping fulfill our mission. Well, Chelsea, thank you so much for joining us today and for the great work you've been doing over the last 16 weeks during your internship here. It really has been a pleasure. So we're grateful for our partnership with Texas Tech. We're grateful to meet amazing young professionals like you. I think it's interesting that social media and just generational differences sometimes portray. What would you be, a Gen Zer?
A Gen Z, yes.
A Gen Z. Millennials and Gen Zs sometimes get a bad rap about, they don't want to work hard, they're lazy, whatever. And I have seen the complete opposite with you when you come in, as well as our other interns. So for me, as I see these college interns coming in, I think the future of the workforce is really bright. Y'all are brilliant, y'all are driven, and we're going to be in good hands for the future.
That's great to hear.
And to our listeners, thank you for the work you do every day. Just like Chelsea said, your work truly does matter. It's so important to help us fulfill our mission to keep our clients safe, comfortable, and independent in their home. And thank you also for striving to live out our core values. Don't forget our theme for the year, which is why not us? Why not now? That's our rally cry. This is our year. Let's go take it. So we'll see you next time on the Caprock Podcast. Thank you.